please grab a blanket, pop it under your knees, and let's meet on hands and knees, tabletop position. Place your hands under your shoulders. Look back, see that your knees are roughly under your hips. And now begin to connect with your breath through a few cycles of cat-cow. As you inhale, lift the crown of your head and your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And exhale, press into the hands, curl and round the spine inward. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the tailbone, sitting bones, crown of the head. And exhale, empty the breath out as you dome the spine inward. Keep going. Take a few more cycles of cat-cow. And link the pace of the movement to the pace of your breath. Now either take a few more cycles of cat-cow or make any other spinal movements, whether it's waggling side to side, maybe spiraling the crown of the head and the tailbone around. And then pause in tabletop, hands and knees. Walk the hands forward, 1, maybe 2 hands lengths. Walk the knees back a little bit, tuck the toes under, and then reach your hips back towards your heels. Dig your fingertips into the mat. Take a few full, smooth breaths here, breathing into the front, the back, and the sides of the body. Dig the fingertips into your sticky mat as you reach the sitting bones back towards your heels, creating some more length along the spine, a little more space along the sides of the waist and between the ribs. Take another full breath here. And then walk your hands in towards you and find a comfortable seated position for the next couple moments. We're going to do a little bit of wrist relief. So interlace the fingers, make some meatballs, swirl the hands in one direction, swirl in the other direction. Do a little flick out of the wrists, a little flop out, flick the fingertips. Do anything else that feels good and alleviating to the wrists, maybe spiraling them in towards you or away from you. And we're going to spend the next little bit of time on the hands and knees, so taking pressure onto the hands and wrists. So during that time, please feel free to take care of your wrists, pause, and give them relief when they are asking for it. So without any more ado, let's meet back in a tabletop position, hands roughly under the shoulders, knees roughly under the hips, and now tuck your toes under, press into your hands, gather the navel up towards your spine, and then lift the knees up off of the mat. Hold, breathe. So in this crawling position, we're going to do a whole series of movement. And the movements are going to progress one on top of the other. So you could choose to either move with the sequence or to go back to anything that we've already done. So if staying here feels like the most appropriate choice for you, do that. and reserve the right to change your own mind and make good choices for yourself throughout. So we'll call this part 1. Take another full breath in, and then exhale, lower the knees, child's pose. Another way to take care of yourself through this practice is to honor when your body is ready to rest, and do that in the position that's most comfortable for you. So maybe that's child's pose. Child's pose, not super groovy for a lot of people. If there's another resting posture that you prefer, then please choose that one. Rock forward to hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. Either remain here in part 1. Part 2 is lifting opposite hand and foot up off of the mat, placing it down and going side to side, pawing into the mat. Lift the foot up, lift the hand up, opposite sides. Keep going. The lower the knees stay to the mat, the more challenging the position becomes. Rest. Maybe in child's pose, maybe somewhere else, maybe you even lie down on your back or stay upright. Connect with a fuller breath. Give your wrists a little bit of relief and nourishment. So as we continue, option, part 1, which is just the knees up. Part 2, which is lifting opposite hand and foot up. Let's find out what part 3 is. Okay, part 3, tabletop, hands and knees. Start as we have been. Press into the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees up. Part 3 is extending opposite leg, opposite arm. So instead of just lifting straight up, reach them away from each other. You could experiment with that, or you could play with the other parts that we have explored together. One more time, side to side. And then rest. Gather your breath. So how many parts have we done now? There's 1, classic, lifting the knees. 2, lift hand, lift foot. 3, extend arm and leg. Yeah, there's part 4. It's a 4-parter. Let's go. All right, hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. Part 4 is to extend arm and leg, and then bring knee and elbow in towards each other, extend and lower. Second side, extend opposite arm and leg, bring knee and elbow together, extend, and keep going. Move at your own pace. One more time, side to side. Whoa. Rest. Collect your breath. And then make your way onto your back. You can slide the blanket out from under you. Take a moment to land on your back. And then bring your hands behind your head. You could have the fingertips free. You could interlace the fingers, up to you. Lift your head, shoulders. Lift the knees into a reclined tabletop, so knees over the hips. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, bring the left knee in towards the left armpit. Reach the right leg long. Inhale through center. And exhale, left armpit towards right knee. Slow bicycle crunches with breath. Inhale through the transition. Exhale into the contraction. Just one more time, side to side. And then lower the feet. Release your hands, rest. We're headed towards a hollow body hold. So you have a variety of options for the hollow body. Let's build together. Try them on and then see which one fits you best. So reach the arms forward, lift the head, the shoulders. Gather the navel towards the spine so that you keep the low back more or less on the floor. Options here are to bend the knees. You could take the knees away from you any amount and hold here. Another option is to draw one knee in and then kind of can from side to side. So bent knees, can, and then you can do straight legs. You could keep the arms reaching forward. You could reach the arms up. You could reach them overhead and legs anywhere that you like. Rest for a moment. Consider your options. Feel free to start with one and then transition to another throughout. A ready, a steady, a go. Take one more round of breath in your hollow body. Full breath in, full breath out, and then release, rest. Swing yourself around, come down onto your belly if you would like to cushion the pelvis, if there's any boniness connecting to a hard surface. Remedy that with a little bit of softness. Come on down, lie on your belly. Reach your arms forward. Legs up behind you, place them about hip distance apart. You could keep the head lifted. You could place the forehead onto the mat so that I'm a little bit more audible. I'm going to keep my own head up. And then inhale, lift right arm, left leg up. Exhale, float them down. Inhale, lift left arm, right leg up. And exhale, lower. Keep going side to side. Inhaling to lift opposite arm and leg. And exhale to float them down slowly with control. And the next time you've got the limbs lifted, pause and hold. Reach long through the arm, long through the leg. Inhale, lift a little more. And then exhale, float them down. Second side, lift opposite arm and leg up and hold, breathe. Reach a little bit longer in opposite directions. Inhale, lift more and hold. And then exhale, float them down. Press into your hands and make your way to child's pose. And then from child's pose, rock forward into swan pose. Ease the pelvis down. Maybe the feet stay down. Maybe you lift them up. Shift back to child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, rock forward to swan pose. Ease the belly forward. Take a full breath into the front seam of the body. And then exhale, bring yourself up into a seat. Place one hand onto your belly. Place one hand onto your heart. And send your body some gratitude for its support, for its strength. And send the rest of yourself some gratitude for choosing to show up for yourself today. Thank you.